Good evening, everybody. Evening. We're here in Belgium at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, on the eastern edge of the country near the town of Stavelot, for round 9 of the 2019 GP4 OC GP2 Championship. I am Robert Ionescu, your commentator, and
And
yesterday was
I'm
probably the most boring qualifying session of the season, but I am joined by actually the championship leader in this series, that being Jamie Griffiths. Hello, Jamie.
hello, Rob. Hello, everyone. And hello again.
It's
Actually,
good to
because
see
the
you. How
practice
are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. How about
All
you?
right. I'm doing all right. I was just having a little bite of burger, but besides that, we're here over in Belgium, and I can't wait to get this race underway. There is good news and bad news for Dodo Kirby. The good news is that he's cut the gap to championship leader Jamie Griffiths from 6 points all the way down to 2 points, thanks to those 4 bonus points for pole position. The bad news is this is the one track you don't want to be on pole on, because it's a almost guarantee that Kirby will lose the lead off the start. We'll have to wait and see. It's just the way things are. Pole position isn't good here at Spa. So it'll be very interesting to see if Kirby can actually hold on, or maybe stage a fight back later. Anyway, speaking of Kirby, let's see who else is on the grid with him, of course. And as I spoke yesterday, the top 3 have all are all the people who have taken pole twice this season. Those being Dudu Kirby, Lorenzo Tomaselli in second, Marko Kalevic in third, and Thomas Anderson is in fourth. As I
In
spoke
fifth,
yesterday, he took pole only once, but he was fastest twice in qualifying. Anyway, you go on.
in fifth, we have Thomas Pascal in the Campos, and then in sixth, we have Rahul Patel in the Virtuosi. Seventh, we have the guy that's currently last in the championship, Gabriel Quintino, and eighth, we have Max Skillen.
Yeah, indeed. Daniel Adventure is in P9. He's followed by Chuck McCarthy in the second Charouz car, with Joel Larson down in P11, and behind him is Thomas Bennett.
In 13th, we have the American Kyle Burns, with 14th, Nicholas Sorvak in the Carlin. Henry Watzel is in 15th, with Bent Velding as 4th in the championship in 16th.
Yep, that's right. Jake Galloway is down in P17. You won't be too happy with that. And Isaac Fatry down in 18th. Aaron Curtis, his worst qualifying of the season, is down. It's only P19 for the Irishman. And Ruslan Protiuk, the man who took his first victory in Hungary, things aren't that great for him either. He had a dismal first lap in qualifying, and that left him P20.
And in 21st, we have the Graph Remover alongside me in last.
Yeah, indeed. There is the grid for today's race. Griffiths is going to have quite a lot of fight back, but focus on more than just him, because everyone wants to get a good result here in this race. We're only going to have 26 laps because of track length, the smallest amount of track this season, but the amount of time should still be the same. Either way, it should be quite entertaining. What do you think, Jamie? Are we going to see a surprise off the line?
I think we might see a couple of surprises. I think Dudu will lose the lead at the start, and maybe we'll have a couple of collisions in the back, like we usually do in Spa. So, yeah, this race is going to be interesting. And
well, it's definitely
yeah,
it's definitely going to be possible. We'll take a quick check of the weather up next. Let's see if it's going to be dry or if it'll remain wet. And it's actually going to be dry. So unlike last season, we're going to have a bone dry race. And this could be good for the guys up front, but who knows really. Dodo Kirby will be on pole, but can he hold on to it? I guess the infamous thing about Spa, that P2 always will take the lead on the outside of La Source. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We're waiting for the game to load. And once it's loaded, which is now, we'll begin the countdown of the 5 red lights. Kirby on the left of your screens, Tomaselli on the right. Both these guys have been on the front row plenty of times this season. But who is going to take the lead towards La Source? Will it be Kirby or will it be Tomaselli? As we got 5 lights out. And now they're out. We're racing, and Tomaselli's got a brilliant launch. I think he'll have the better of Kirby around the outside here. He's already in front. Let's see if Kirby can hold on. And no, he can't.
Oh, crash! Big crash!
Oh, there's been a massive crash behind. Valdiker and Zorbak are involved. Also, Curtis. It's both Prebas out of this race. I think Protiuk is taking some damage as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Fatry has some damage too. Let's see what happened here.
Someone hit him from behind.
Zorbak got pushed from behind. Curtis crashed into his own teammate there, look, but it wasn't on him. And he got hit from behind by Protiuk. He was the culprit behind this one, look. He pushed one Prema into the other, that Prema into Zorbak, and that's all she wrote, really. Bennett was hit,
Very
but
lucky.
very lucky not to take damage there.
He almost hit the back of Skillen
He
as
ended up
well.
behind Max Skillen. Graf also took damage, I think, or did he?
No, he was on the inside.
Zorbak. Yeah, Zorbak had absolutely nothing he could do there. If he slowed down as much as he could to avoid the chaos, because if he went any more up to speed, he would have crashed full time into Bennett.
I think
that was a chaotic start, definitely.
Here
goes Graf.
I might be wrong, but I think
right.
did no, I was looking at the wrong car. I thought Kirby retook the lead for a sec.
No. But it looks like Kalevich is going for a move. He's got past Thomas Anderson already towards the comb. As now Bennett makes the move of Max Skill, and Bennett probably the big winner at that mess because he was involved in that crash but didn't take any damage. You know, Cal Burns also made a move. Griffith is up to 17th. And Kirby is losing touch. Thomas. Confirmation there, the curse is out. Crashing with his own teammate is something you never want to happen. I can't say it's Curse's fault. He got pushed from behind. So yeah, the Premas did collide with each other, but they weren't at fault for it. It's entirely up to I'm afraid. And yeah,
like Anderson is
whether it's his fault or not, maybe some
Kalevich.
consolation, but both Premas are out.
Yeah, so it's obviously not a good start for Premas. Have a look at Dennis Graf's
I think
start
Graf
here, 'cause he
must have made a move there.
He went from
Up to
21st to
12th place
13th or 12th. Yeah, 12th.
13th initially, but I think he gained another position later on in the lap.
Yeah. So he avoids the incident to the left and almost actually gets into the back of Jake Galloway and Kyle Burns, but he stays clear of it and gains like about probably about 6
That's where I
positions,
thought he
8
might have
positions
taken some damage, but he didn't, thankfully. And he got past McCarthy.
He gained 8 positions in total off that crash alone, so a great start for Dennis Graf, who's now up to P12.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see if he can keep up that push. You know, it looks like Kirby won't have to worry too much because Kalevich is under pressure from Anderson now, so Kirby has some leeway. Kalevich defending the inside there into entrance of Blanchimont. And now they go out to the left. Anderson will have a shot. He's going to go for the outside here, for the left. Will he switch to the inside? He will.
Oh, that's
very
close.
close to contact there. Thankfully, nothing happens.
Don't count Anderson out of the championship hunt as well. He's only 9 points back.
Yeah. Tomaselli says the fastest lap. Of course he does, because he's fast. He's first. And it's the first lap. But it's not anymore, though. We're on lap 2. And Kalevich is under heavy pressure for Thomas Anderson back. Anderson, I think he knows. Kirby is only 2 places in front of him. As now Galloway tries to move on Anderson's teammate Watzel.
He's inside
They should have collided there, but thanks to some weird glitch, they didn't. Anyway, Griffiths gonna be pressuring Jake Galloway on the run down to Eau Rouge. Surely not. Let's see if he can make it work, and no, he can't. He has stuck back.
Did not get
now then
win.
Anderson for another shot at Kalevich. This is from a long way back. Kalevich goes on the outside. He's gone very wide. Anderson's taking the position. Nicely done. And the Swede is up in the third. This could be yet another podium for him.
And Galloway's taken all the way to the inside by Watzel.
Yeah. Watzel defending him hard. Is now Patel. Finds himself under pressure from the Welshman Thomas Bennett. Bennett definitely hasn't given up after a little scare at the start. He seems to have strong pace in contrast to Rahul Patel.
Look at
Brett
this.
won't be too happy about that. He had a little look there into Buhan, but there was no way he could make it work, I'm afraid. Not
and
on this
Galloway's
lap.
going to look for it as well.
Let's see if he can make it. No, he can't. No surprises there. This could help Griffiths a little bit, but it's impossible to overtake on the run into Fania unless you're extremely bold on the brakes. Griffiths, I don't think he's trying that, though. No, he's not.
Yeah, you can only make those type of moves work in the top class cars. Some of them...
Looks like Kirby's extending his advantage to Kalevich down in 4th. But Anderson, if he can close in or not, that'll be interesting. As we look at Tomasz Pascual now, moving all over the back of the Bosnian.
He needs to watch out for Quintino,
getting involved as well. Quintino is looking good at the moment. He's projected to get his best ever GP2 result. But you have to finish the race, of course. Here goes Adventure trying to send it, backing out. Bad doing the same on Patel. Likewise, backing out as well. Graf under attack from McCarthy. The man he passed on lap 1. But thankfully for Graf, he was able to keep him back. Anderson is pulling away from Kalevich. And Kalevich definitely defending hard. We look at the fuel loads. And some of these guys appear to be light, but Pascual seemed to be much heavier. Like, he had like 14 laps of fuel. Whereas most of you guys have 11 or 12. It's definitely interesting. As we're on board with
Yeah.
Chad McCarthy, he's going to try to get back past the man. Got him onto the camel straight on lap 1. Being Dennis Graf. But meanwhile, speaking of the camel straight, we're onto it. And Tomasz Pascual is going side by side with Marko Kalevic to take P4 in this race. Can the Portuguese driver do it? Let's see. He's going to send it to Lecombe, but unfortunately, he can't make Kalevic budge. Meanwhile, Coutinho, his teammate, Chad McCarthy, can't overtake Graf either. A good save there for me. I said Coutinho for a second, and then deflected to his teammate, you know.
Yeah, it's very easy to obviously get them confused and that they're in the same cars.
Well, Coutinho was right
like
behind Pascual, and I was talking about Pascual a lot, so you can't really be surprised that I confused him with his teammate a little bit. But speaking of Coutinho, he's still under heavy pressure from Daniel Adventurous. Bennett tried to have a little look at the tail into Pouhon. It's never going to work, was it? And towards Spania, you'd have to be a madman to make a move there.
And there's a lot of
Bennett does many things, but he's not a madman. He's staying put behind for now. But he appears to have strong pace, and he'll be trying to use it.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers are pretty eager to actually get moves done in Pouhon, but they just can't do it with these cars. So you got to have a more aerodynamically capable car to get a move
Well, that's
done.
not entirely true. It's definitely possible to make moves once tire wear comes into play, but this early on in the race, that's a no-no. Meanwhile, I was looking at the leaders. It appears Tomaselli has increased his advantage to Kirby to up to over 3 seconds. It's definitely looking good for the Campos man, as his teammate is attacking Marko Kalevic here. They've touched a little bit.
And
Thankfully, there's no damage. Ooh, a little mistake there from Adventure. He had to lock up on the corner exit. And this contact, I think that have to be a racing incident.
It was his contact.
And Adventure did tap the back of Coutinho as well there, look.
Yeah.
Graf trying to attack Warsten there. Can make it work though. This is a big fight we're watching on the other edges of the points. Kalevic has got some leeway there. Look, he's got a little bit of a cushion to Pascual. That little bit of contact. Gave the Bosnian some little gap. Graf goes for a move on Warsten here. But it was never going to work. Not from that distance. 3.2 between the leaders. And from my understanding, Anderson is just 1.5 seconds behind Dudu Kurbi. Look. You can see them both there. As is Tomaselli on the front, on the back straight, at Camel Straight.
Yeah, this is an interesting battle between Kirby and Anderson, because as it stands, these two will be the top two in the championship at the end of the day.
Yeah, Griffith's not scoring at the minute. It appears that will be how it will be. But don't forget, it's a long race. Griffiths can still score as Chad McCarthy makes the move on Graf.
Yeah, a decent move there. From
meanwhile, he's pressuring his fellow Lusophone of Tomasz Pascual. One from Brazil, one from Portugal. And if you don't know what Lusophone means, it's a Portuguese-speaking person. And the two of them are battling in towards Pouhon. Let's see if Coutinho can try anything. Well, he's definitely trying, but he can't make it work.
Yeah, there's another case if you can't go for that move early in the race. Like
maybe later we'll be able to see it, but who knows, really. You know, Griffith's stuck in P17, still behind Jake Galloway. He's been behind him for a while. But these guys are gaining onto a little bit of a train, I'd say.
Yeah, you can't call it a DRS train. Obviously, there's no DRS in the game. But a slipstream train, maybe at the most. And there's an opportunity for a couple of positions to be gained on the guys with heavier fuel loads.
Yeah, indeed, but it can be tricky. So now we look at that in Adventure, going for the outside of Coutinho and switching to the inside.
Oh!
Oh, contact! Pascual's been wiped out! Pascual's been wiped out, and Coutinho has to come in to repair the damage.
Coutinho
that was careless for Coutinho. Yeah, indeed.
That's a bonsai move. I don't really know what he was thinking there. There was a guy, Kalevic.
I think Adventure was able to scare him into going very defensive, braking late, and I don't think he. I don't think he saw Pascual there. He just misjudged his braking massively.
Yeah. Also, there was a lockup in front of these guys as well. I think Kalevic actually locked up into the corner. You see right there, look.
Yeah, it was little, but it did happen. And good on you for noticing, Jamie. But yeah, I have to put this entirely on Coutinho. He got scared of Adventure there behind and went for a reckless move. Good thinking from Adventure. You can't blame Adventure for this collision because he had no part to play in the contact itself. But definitely, Coutinho. Yeah, Coutinho definitely. What a shame. He could have been on for a great result, but unfortunately, he'll have to repair that damage and stage a fight back.
Yeah, he's going to be stuck on those lonely 3 points at the bottom of the championship as it stands right now. Which is a shame for Quintino because, like he said, he could have been on for a good result. As we watch Bennett now, pressurizing
Yeah,
Patel.
but I'm afraid today's events from Contino were self-inflicted. Meanwhile, heading in towards Jackie X now, Bennett's chasing after Patel. Right, there's no way he can make a move work there.
Yeah, the yellow flags are still out there at the moment. If they remain there for the rest of the lap, we may have to watch for some people overtaking on the yellows. Look at McCarthy there, going for a
Well,
line.
yeah, there is a possibility, but it's not freaky overtaking. And that part of the track is somewhat difficult, so I don't think we'll see it too much. Or if at all.
Yep, as Joe's posted the live standings in the chat at the minute, Kirby has a 10-point advantage over Anderson in the championship, so everything's going right for him so far.
Yeah, but Anderson, I think he'll have a few words to say about that. And
Here comes Bennett.
And to add some strength to those words, he's gonna need to catch and pass Dodo Kurbe.
Yep, those yellow flags are still out there, so we need to watch for some moves here. Bennett might be on for a penalty. No, he's going to tuck him behind. How about behind them?
Nothing coming up so far.
No, looks like they're all pretty clean.
Respecting the yellows.
Yep, they all stay in that train.
Yeah, Patel defending very hard in towards one, but Bennett didn't think about attacking him there. So interesting there defense from Hope down to the source. As Dennis Graffer looking at him, he's in P11 behind those guys. Bennett is gaining the slipstream on the run down to Eau Rouge. And now, up through that.
He's got a huge run for there.
This is his biggest chance yet. Meanwhile, Anderson is just the second behind Dodo Corby now, so he's got the gap there. Here comes
Bennett.
Here comes Bennett. Yeah.
He's got Volker on the side of his car.
Volker vessels, yeah. And he's definitely got him there, look.
Yeah, it's P6 as Watterson tried for a move. No, McCarthy got the move down on Watterson. My mistake.
We got one so we still got one Charouz into the top 9. Thanks to McCarthy's overtake there.
Yep, as the yellow flags are now clear in the bus stop chicane.
I want to touch on something on the minimap and on the bottom there. You can see Tomaselli's gap is quite impressive. 5 seconds already. The Corby is losing touch with him. And he's going to have to worry about someone who he has to worry about in more areas than just track position. Thomas Anderson. These two guys are going to be first and second in the championship if the race were to end right now.
Yeah,
Anderson.
Wonder what.
What I'm saying is, Anderson needs to get the move sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I wonder what Tomaselli's fuel load is, because he's pulled a massive gap out there. Maybe he's got a lower fuel load in the car.
We'll have to wait and see. 7.3 for Corby. What's Tomaselli's fuel load like? It's 8.3 for Anderson. So Anderson, despite being a lap heavier, is faster than Corby.
Yeah, I see some guys have 6 laps of fuel, some have 10. There's a lot of variety as Galloway looks for a move on
Galloway
Watson.
attacking Watson, but he can't make it work. Griffin's still behind, trying to scoop an opportunity and go for it, but he can't seem to find any at the minute.
There could be a lot of strategy moves played in this train as well. Like, if you, well,
Yeah,
I don't know if the undercut's
watch out
better
for
on this
Arson
track.
defending now. Burns didn't even think about attacking him. He's saving up his horsepower for this section. The run towards Eau Rouge, through Radion, and up the hill.
Yep.
If he's gonna get him anywhere, that's where he's gonna get him. And I think Kyle Burns knows this. There's not much Watson can do to defend against superior straight line speed, which you get from the slipstream. Kyle Burns is now unleashing it.
Yep, and this should be P11 pretty comfortably here going into Lake Com for Kyle Burns. Indeed it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, Kyle can now set his eyes on Graf.
And meanwhile, here in Normandy, Watson had to go very defensive. Henry Watson already starting to pile the pressure on him. The two is not looking comfortable at the moment. As in towards Pujon, Watson could have a shot here. Let's see if he can make it work. Ooh, that was much closer than before.
Yeah. Watson broke a lot earlier.
Yeah, indeed.
He didn't have the superior line.
Like I said, I don't think the Rapax man has maximum confidence in the car. And I just spoke that. He had lock up there. Watson definitely struggling for grip at the minute.
Look at this, there's 5 cars in this train. Watterson's holding everybody up.
Yeah, indeed.
So Watson definitely looking like he's going long in this race. McCarthy, despite having a higher fuel load than Skillman, is quicker than him. So McCarthy must
He's
be
gonna try to
pretty
make
quick
the
overall.
most of it, overtake him here into the bus stop. On the brakes, Skillman had
He
a
can't
better
quite
of him
get that
there.
done. Here comes
Yeah,
Watzel.
here comes Watzel. And likewise, he
backed
can't
out.
get can't seem to get him on the brakes, which is not exactly good for him. Is there a
Yeah,
car in the
it's-
pits? Or
no.
my eyes tricking me?
It was Thomas Ellie, I think, the leader.
Yeah, look, here's come in. 22 laps of
So I
fuel.
knew it.
Or did he have a problem? I think he might have had a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
electrical
He had an
problem.
electrical problem. The
Oh,
gap to Corby
wow.
was shrinking, and that's why. I noticed the gap was 6 seconds. It shrank to 5.1 seconds because of this electrical problem from Tomaselli. And oh my goodness, the engineer was telling him to retire, and this electrical problem could shake up this race massively. Tomaselli's had to come in for repairs early, but he will still be in this race. He'll still have a chance to win it.
Yeah, but he's going to be slower now because he's... I don't even know if he's... Yeah, he is fuel to the end, but he's going to be on a heavier fuel load, so he might not be as quick as contact
Ooh,
here with
better
Watson.
contact!
And Galloway is through.
Fourth wide. Galloway's got him. Griffiths might get him as well. No.
Sets me on the back foot now, because for sure might have a run. And Kalovich is under pressure from Adventure.
Adventure's going to send it here, look. No, he's backing out.
Too far back. And here comes Galloway on Watson.
I think Galloway's got him now. Watch for Fashray behind. He's making a move on Griffith. Let's see if he can make it work, as Galloway hasn't.
And
Fashray has. Griffith is trying to fight back,
in there.
but he can't do it.
They can't do it.
Here's Tomaselli, look.
And Quintino.
Yeah.
Quintino's caught onto the back of this train.
Tomaselli will have the benefit of fresher tires. He's trying to attack Griffiths. Tomaselli is going to the end. He knows he can still win this race.
And here's the battle
And
between the
these
top
guys
two
are
of the championship
squabbling.
and for the lead.
It'll help Tomaselli.
Anderson could be on for a second win of the season.
Into Puhan went Tomaselli here, but he couldn't make it work. Griffiths went right on exit, but it wasn't enough.
Here comes Anderson. On Kirby for the lead.
His biggest shot yet.
That might have upset his run going into the bus stop chicane.
Is he gonna
A
take
little
the
look right
championship
there.
lead if he makes this move or not? I'm not super sure. But anyway, Anderson's trying. He's gonna send it here. Look. Oh, this is close, but Corby holds him
No.
off.
I don't think Anderson's going to take the lead. It was 10 points when they were running second and third, so I don't think he will. Could be close though.
And towards
Kirby goes
Lasur,
defensive.
thought about sending it, but in the end he chose not to.
So Bennett is caught onto the back of Adventure and Kalovich. This could be a great result here for Thomas Bennett.
Absolutely, he's done an
A
incredible
miserable-
job so far in this race. He's been fighting back ever since that skill on lap 1, and he could be getting loads of positions.
Yeah. And
As we look
then,
at we're looking at Galloway there. Now we're looking at Adventure, gaining on the back of Kalovich.
you'll have to run these to the inside of him.
Surely he's gonna get him now.
And Joe's just posted the standings in the chat. Kirby will be on 107 and Anderson will be on 93, so Kirby will have a 14-point deficit going into Monza as it stands.
Yeah, but if Anderson takes the lead, that'll be a 14-point swing, you know. Corby would lose 7 points, and Anderson would gain 7 points.
So you'd half that deficit, that would be 100 for Kirby, and then that would be 100
No,
for
they'd be level.
Anderson. They'd be level, yeah. So, yeah. And plus, if one of them gets the fast lap... Oh, huge send by
Look at
Galloway. He
Galloway
gets it.
here. Incredible move. Warson had the lockup, and that helped Galloway. But you can't deny this is an incredible move here into Brussels.
Yeah, no, definitely caught Watson unawares with the lockup there, and will that leave him under pressure for Watson maybe going into Puon, because we've seen that the overtake he has more of a chance of happening, and Thomas Elliott overtook me on the Camel Straight.
Try to refer to yourself in third person as much as you can, by the way, Jamie. Not that I have a problem with it, but, you know, just so people know who you're talking about.
Alright.
As we look at Tomaselli, he just got the move on Griffiths. He will be chasing Watzel, but Watzel will now be attacking Warson into Puhan. He can't make it work, and neither can Quintino on the back of Griffiths.
Yeah, and the battle of the front curve, he's pulled away a little bit compared to the last lap
indeed.
that Anderson's at the slipstream.
Yeah, but Corby is not going to be able to shake him off that easily, I can tell you this much. As we're on board with Daniel Adventure onto the back of Marco College, it's not helping him so much, but it's helping Thomas Bear. Look, he's getting a lot in the throw of these guys. Anyway, Adventure will have the opportunity to make a move here. He's gonna switch to the inside.
Can't get it done.
The chicane is a little weird for the attacking driver. He just doesn't seem to have the grip, and that's almost universal. As Corby is defending there into large source. Now Watzel trying to pile the pressure on Watson. He's gonna dive it here.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Dive. What a move from Jamie Griffiths! That was incredible. How
I thought that was good into Griffiths then.
Surely this is a very massive overtake. Could be overtaking the season, maybe. We don't know yet. But this is an incredible effort from Jamie Griffiths, look. He went full send. I thought he was going to crash, but he didn't.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and yeah, watch.
I'm trying not to be biased. I'm trying not to be biased here, but yeah.
Incredible move, and it got him in front of Tomaselli. And not just him, but also Fashray.
Yeah,
what confidence on the brakes that is. I think he knows he has a chance to get at least 1 point, because in this season 1 point can mean everything.
Here comes Anderson.
Yeah, his Griffiths' two title rivals at a minute are fighting for the lead. If Anderson goes through, I think he'll have the lead on countback.
Yeah, wait. I think they'd be level on wins, I think. Anderson's got one win.
Yeah, but Anderson should have more second places. Corby has locked up, and Anderson has taken the lead.
It's a great move there from Anderson. There's Adventure.
Yeah, Adventure is happy to third. And now McCarthy's gonna get skill in, I think. No, he's not.
Nope.
Well, Corby, I don't think he has any second places, but Anderson definitely does. That's why I think Anderson will be the one who has the lead. As look at Griffiths, he can't overtake Watson, I'm afraid, but Tomaselli can get Fashray. Yeah, nicely done there. Anderson's trying to eke up the gap. I think he's gained a lot on Dudu Corby after the Brazilian lockup. I'm not seeing this overtake again. This could put Thomas Harrison in the championship lead if he holds on to win this race.
In fact, this would be Anderson's third win compared to Kirby's too, because I think he won at Germany.
Yeah, Germany and Austria. Anderson is already on 2 wins. So he'll be on 3 if he makes it.
Yep.
Now, McCarthy still on the back of Skillin. This gobble look is reeling in Dennis Graf. So this could be interesting. Now then, on board with Watzel. He's not close enough to pressure Watson here. The Kiwi has been slow today, struggled with the car, but definitely didn't struggle with his defending.
Yeah. And also this could be curtains for the race win for Lorenzo Tomaselli, because he's getting held up in the train while Anderson's getting some clean air out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's lost so much time. And he'll be hoping he can somehow hold on to a top 5 finish. I think even the podium might be in threat if he can't get past these guys soon enough. As now we look at Bennett. Unfortunately, he can't make it work. He doesn't have Griffiths' level of confidence on the brakes. And speaking of Griffiths, you might need to exercise that level of confidence once again and towards the bus stop.
In fact, Watson had a run on Watson.
Watson's going for the outside, but couldn't make it work. Meanwhile, Max Gillen is into the pits.
So the real pit stops are underway now.
Yeah, the eventual box next lap. But I mean this lap, sorry.
Yeah, it's Bennett versus Kalovich here, and Patel is closing in on the battle. 4th.
Yeah, indeed. Now Max Gillen is in. 19 laps of fuel will take him to the end. 6.9 seconds stop, not bad at all. And Max Gillen is going to have fresh tires. And let's see how well he can use them. Let's look at Tomaselli, the man who led the race before that unfortunate electrical problem. Now he's gaining on Jamie Griffiths, who was one of the victims of Griffiths' amazing dive. But now he's going to try to take that position back. Here comes Tomaselli. He doesn't have to pit again to run into Tomaselli. All these guys do. But because they're racing him, it's not helping him. Yeah, indeed. Tomaselli has gone through. Warson's still struggling, look. I lock up there into Lacombe, and it's definitely not helping. As now we look at Bennett, once again having a shot at Marko Kalovic. Into Pong, can he get him? It's looking close, almost. But it's not enough.
Yeah, he's going to have a shot to get him in the bus stop chicane. Of course, it's difficult to get a move done there, though, so...
Yeah, but it's not impossible. And yeah, Kalovic We're looking at him, and I want to touch on Rahul Patel because he has been pretty much invisible in this race. But he appears to be joining into this fight, and speaking of him, he'll be boxing at the end of this lap.
Yeah, he's been keeping his nose out of the battles and the collisions, and it's working.
Yeah, indeed, and maybe we can get the jump on these two guys if they're squabbling. As now we got a yellow flag, and Fadya, it's for Skilled! It's for Skilled! His entire front nose is gone.
I think that was just his own mistake. Yeah,
look, he went wide here and ended up in a spin.
And I think Ruslan Protsuk is going to come along and hit him.
Yeah, he did. Oh my god. Protsuk was responsible for that mess on lap 1, but this time, it wasn't his fault at all. He had absolutely no space trying to avoid them. Ruslan Protsuk is going to have to pit again.
Yeah, he was going to pit in a couple of laps anyways, but that's going to set him back even further for the replacement for the wing.
You think he was going to have a shot at winning?
No, I said he was going to stop in a couple of laps.
Anyway, Dodo Kirby is in right now. He lost the lead after holding on to it for a little bit. Bolser's not looking that great at the moment. Anderson
is going to get
the better of him.
No,
Patel is in the pits as well, and as his adventure. 18 laps of fuel. And that's Galloway coming in. He couldn't beat them. Thankfully not. Actually, yes, he does. I spoke a little bit too soon, but Patel doesn't get the jump.
That's crucial for Kalovic, I think. Because
indeed it is. And Tomaselli has got in front of Adventure.
So the podium is still on for Lorenzo Tomaselli then?
Yeah, absolutely. Though he might have to deal with people chasing him on fresher tires later on in this race. But at the minute, it's looking good for him, as now Bennett is going to come into a pit in this lap. What about Kalovic? Will he join him? Let's not forget, both these guys are under threat from a jump from maybe Rahul Patel. But also, they could take advantage of Adventure's impeded stop and maybe try to jump him. Here comes Bennett to pull on. Let's see if he can get him. This time, and once again, no. Both these guys are on worn tires. Protsuk and Skillen have come in to repair the damage. That was a silly mistake from Skillen, I have to say. I'm sorry for him, but it has to be mentioned. Anderson has a pit call as well. So do these guys, but not Kalovic. So Kalovic will inherit the race lead. But surely they'll leave him vulnerable to a jump from Thomas Bennett right now. With the undercut.
Bennett's going to look for a move either ways.
Bennett's had a lot of pace in this race. He's clearly feeling desperate. Who knows, maybe he could fight for the podium today. But if Kalovic is impeding him, it's not going to do him much wonders. Bennett is not going to go for it. He's going to box, as is Thomas Anderson. Anderson's looking good for the win at the minute. But let's see if he can get a good stop.
Question is here, though. Where is Bennett? Because they might.
There he is, look.
Yeah, see. Yeah, he held him. He held him up a little bit. He was sloping at the box. He wasn't sure he was going to beat him.
Anyway. And on exit, it's hard as well. I think he's close. Ahead. No, that's Burns. Oh no, that's Kirby. He's got the jump on him. Anderson's gonna have to do all that hard work all over again. But crucially, he's in front of Tomaselli just. Wait, did someone go wide there on the extra one? I think Watson was it. Could have gone wide. Or was that Anderson?
It was Watson.
Yeah, it was Watson. He was being overtaken by Tomaselli.
And that stuck everybody up behind him.
Yeah, indeed. Big fire here as Coutinho tries to move. Nothing he can do there. He's in a damn sandwich. Yeah, now look at this.
And up to Watson.
Side by side with Tomaselli. Yeah, here comes Griffiths. He's going to try to get back in front of Lorenzo Tomaselli, but who'll have the the advantage on brakes? Yeah, indeed. This is an epic fight with so many cars involved. I'm not even going to try to count them. But this is definitely entertaining. Some of these guys have pitted, some of these have not, and will this lap.
I think maybe team orders might come into play at Dams here.
Who knows, really? Oh no, these two guys are racing again. Anyway, Corby has a 4-second advantage to Thomas Anderson. So that undercut was incredibly strong.
Try a Rouge?
Surely not.
That was close.
Thankfully, they didn't touch again. He's gaining the slipstream. I don't think he'll have a shot here. As we look on Dennis Graf and Marko Kalovic, the two will box this lap. It will hand the lead back to the Corby. But Corby will have to watch out because Thomas Anderson will chase after him again. He caught him in the first stint and passed him. I'm sure he'll want to do the same the second stint.
I tell you what is interesting though, Griffiths, Quintino, and I believe Fageray are all coming in together here, so this might be a bit of a cluster coming into the pits.
Yeah, let's see how quickly Kalovic can get serviced. And for his sake, hopefully he won't get held up or anything. And then comes the Bosnian. Halfway point in this race has been reached and now surpassed. Kalovic is in.
And he's not going to get held up by Graf, but he... No, I think they're too far behind actually. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, he's fine.
6.5 seconds stop. It's all good for Marko Kalovic. Let's see where he'll merge on track. He's obviously going to be behind Anderson and Tomaselli. But let's see if Kalovic could begin pushing.
And he's just ahead of McCarthy there. Bennett's
got the job.
And Patel.
Yeah, but Patel has also got the job of both of them, look.
Yep, and Bennett will have to run though.
Strong. Yeah, now Griffiths is in, as are Watson and Quintino. Meanwhile, Bennett's definitely gonna have a run on Patel now, look. Let's see if he can get him. He has pressure tires down his compatriot, I think. Well, compatriot from the home nations, I guess.
Yellow flag!
Yellow flag!
That's not
The left corner.
It has!
They've done it again! Oh my god, Protiuk's bottled it again, and this race has not gone to plan at all. These two guys have collided yet again, and this time Protiuk is the one at fault for it, really. Yeah, he died for it, and he didn't turn at all into hit. He didn't turn at all. Look, he understeered, and there was nothing Skilling could do. Maybe you could say Skilling could have left a little bit more space, but this one was on Protiuk.
Yeah, and we tried to get a bit back at him there for earlier, but of course you don't try and get payback in these cars. Too dangerous.
Yeah, indeed. And Quintino is also in, but yeah, Ruslan Protiuk's race is going from bad to worse. I think his stop, this will be his third stop of the day or something like that. Anyway, Patel has actually got the jump on Marko Kalovic. He'll be trying to keep him behind though. Anderson has got the advantage to Purby, down to 2.7 seconds as Patel under heavy pressure here into Puhan, but he couldn't get overtaken. This is definitely a very cool race, what you say, Jamie.
Yeah, it's a lot of contrasting strategy and is proven to be really good. And Patel seems really slow after his pit stop.
Tomaselli is under pressure here, look, from Daniel Adventure. Tomaselli was the #1 contender for the win before that pesky electrical problem kicked in. It forced him to pit earlier, and now he'll be under pressure from guys on fresher tires. Daniel Adventure is right behind him, and he'll be hoping to get in front of him as quick as he can.
Here he comes, he's going to do that maneuver, he cuts back to the inside.
Adventure switches, but Tomaselli keeps him back.
And Watterson's into the pits.
Tomaselli will be back on the podium like this, but he's going to have a very difficult task to try to hold on to the podium, because look how many guys he's got chasing him for it.
Wow.
Here goes Adventure.
This is going to be a send. It might be contact
very bold. He's got him.
No, he hasn't.
Initially,
Tomaselli's going back on the outside.
He's got a pair of him. Nicely defended from the Italian. He's going to try his hardest to hold on to that P3. That'll be the best damage limitation he can do. I think Tomaselli will feel he should have won this race. But no, there's no time for moping. It is unfortunate. But he's still got time to hold on to P3 in this race. Now Bennett will be trying to get past that Adventure for 4th place. Bennett, how many positions has he gained? I want to look. Well, he's gained another one.
P12 or P13 around that.
Yeah, indeed. As now look, Watson and Quintino are racing each other.
He's a bit too far back to make a move here.
Yeah, even with the slipstream, it's not going to do him very much good. Gabriel Quintino is gaining and gaining, but it's not gaining enough. Meanwhile, this has been foreshadowed. We've seen it happen before. Anderson is catching up to Corby again. Now to pull out. Can Bennett make it work? No, he can't. Tomaselli defending off for dear life. But he's going to have to defend for 11.5 laps. The podium.
And Kalovic is now into this battle.
Everyone could have a shot at this rate, mate.
Yeah, Tomaselli's definitely slower. There's all the tires.
I haven't seen a fight like this for P3 in a very long time. And now got a fight for the lead once again. Anderson will rue that botched pit stop, but he can redeem himself from it. The pit stop wasn't his fault, but he wants to correct it by taking the lead again. And I'm sure he'll want to do it. And he'll do it as soon as he can, I think. This fight has now got 4 cars on it, all aboard the Tomaselli train. As look at Anderson, Corby defends the inside and stays in front. Meanwhile, Bennett almost touching there with Tomaselli, Patel under attack from McCarthy there, but no overtakes so far. As Bernard is going for a little different line. Is he going to send it on Tomaselli into La Source? Looks like he could definitely go for it, but he doesn't.
There's action behind. Kyle
Burns
to the inside.
going for a move here. He's got him. Nicely done from Kyle Burns. He's up in the 9th place, and Galloway could get grabbed for next as well. Meanwhile, here comes Bennett towards Eau Rouge. Can he get Tomaselli? No, he cannot. Meanwhile, 6 10 leaders into Lecombe. They're very close to each other, I think, but Corby is holding on to the lead at the moment. This race is on fire, as the guy in Grand Prix Rock and Racing used to say. But anyway, Thomas Bennett. Now he's going to try to take the podium spot.
It's wherever you look.
Tomaselli can't answer. Kalovich also
Kalovich up in P5.
Yeah.
McCarthy at the back up there.
Can we have that graphic with the changes in position? Because I really want to know how many places Thomas Bennett has gained in this race, man. Meanwhile, look at this in the pool, 9 places for Bennett. That's quite hefty. As this fight for the lead is intensifying. These guys have a 16-second gap to Bennett. They can fight as hard as they want, and as long as they don't collide, these guys are gonna finish first and second. And in what order?
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. Anderson has already had tooth and nail fights for the win with Griffiths in Austria, Waldinger in Germany, and now with Corby in Belgium. He's prevailed in 2 of them. Will he prevail in the 3rd one as well? Into Blanchimont, he's not close enough. They could have a shot at him into the bus stop. Let's see. He's going on for the outside.
Oh! Contact!
Oh my god!
And
he managed to keep it from spinning. That was definitely hair and scary there. Anderson misjudging his braking. And he'll be lucky to get away without any damage. And he'll be so fortunate. He prevented the car from spinning there. Keeps him with a fighting chance, I think.
Yeah, he should have gone
now
to the inside there.
He's going for the inside of Tomaselli. Touched! Ooh, thankfully no spinning. No spinning involved, but Kalovich couldn't get the move done. And that could harm him because look who's behind.
There's a guy, there's Carl in the pits. Carl Burns has an issue.
Electrical problem for him as well. Yeah, indeed. And Carl Burns was looking good for points. But as it stands, he's going to get nothing unless he can go for the fastest lap.
Who has that at the minute?
I'm not sure, actually. As well, he deserves it, considering all the bad luck he had with the electrical problem.
Oh,
what's happened to him there? Look,
there's an issue.
Obviously, but what issue was it? Burns has been serviced.
A bunch of things on the steering wheel.
It happened right after a pit lane entry, man.
Was it? I think it was electrical as well, or suspension.
No,
I
it's
think
not
electrical.
It was a suspension failure. Suspension failure sends Joe Watson out straight away, and both him and Burns have had a failure on the same lap in the same place. One of them got away with it and was able to pit. The other, I'm afraid, not.
Yeah, but it depends on how quick they can clear that car, because there's so many battles. They're going to be looking for overtakes left, right, and center into that corner.
Well, speaking of overtakes, Murphy had the chance at Patel, but he couldn't make it work. Now then, back in the pool, and this fight has resumed. Anderson is much quicker than Corby. He's got right back up to him. He's trying hard, but there's no way for him to pull on at the minute.
Yeah, good job from the marshals. They got that car clear quick.
Confirmation Watson is out. If it stays as it is, Dodo Corby will lead the championship by 14 points. If Anderson overtakes him, he'll lead the championship on countback. That's how the math works at the minute.
And with 4 races to go after this race, anything can happen in those 4 races to these two.
Yeah, absolutely. This fight is not just for the race win, it is also for the championship lead. Corby has held it before, Anderson hasn't. I bet he'll want to hold it now. Let's see, the last time they went to a bus stop chicane together, they had a little bit of a contact. Can Anderson make it through this time?
He's going to send him over to the
They've touched again! Oh, thankfully no damage either, and no spinning either. There was some tire smoke. But Anderson definitely pushing very hard. That's Martin Kukalovich here, look. He's attacking Lorenzo Tomaselli. Here comes Bosnian.
It's almost like the AI know the championship's on the line.
Well, yeah. Here goes McCarthy now onto Patel. The British Indian driver holds him off nicely. Now then, look. On the round down to Eau Rouge. Anderson will not be close enough. I don't think he'll be trying to pass it to Eau Rouge anyways. Kalovich is going for the outside of La Source. Surely not going to work. And no.
And it doesn't.
Meanwhile,
McCarthy.
McCarthy's standing around Patel. But on next, I think the Prix will
Out
have
of the lead.
him.
Here we go.
Side
should
by
be it
side
right
into
here.
Camel straight. Anderson has the advantage. Into
He's got him.
Lacombe, he's got him. He's
This time.
taking the lead. Back into the lead he goes. Just like he got him in the first stint, he's got him in the second stint as well. And now Thomas Anderson. There are no more dodgy pit stops left in front of him. So he's the favorite for the win now. Can Corby fight him back at all? Or will Anderson be able to pull away and cruise to the victory? And there's a big engine failure behind! There's a big engine failure behind!
Graf.
It's for Dennis Graf!
Oh, that's such a shame for Graf. He's on such a good race.
Yeah, indeed. And it's an explosive failure for Graf as Patel is under attack from McCarthy, but the Irishman can't find a way through. What a shame for Dennis Graf. He was P11. He could have had a point if something happened up front or if he improved his pace. Unfortunately, he get absolutely nothing. Yeah, indeed. Contino now goes through. And that's the end of the race for Dennis Graf. This has been a race of attrition. We had 3 failures in the last 2 laps. His car is rolling back. Burns avoided it. There's no one coming up at the moment, but there will be someone soon enough. I think that could be Skillen.
Oh, that's a dangerous position right there.
Yeah, but the marshals will have time to remove that car. They need to get on the rack very quickly, though. Skillen is gonna come through now, and that marshal very brave, but he doesn't get run over by Skillen. Now he's pushing Graf's car out of the way. And that failure happened right before turn 1.
He had it going down into Blanchimont, but he lost pace going into...
Now he's just being told to manage it, but now look, it came right before the bus stop. It's an oiling, huh? Alright.
So that's lucky that's not really likely, because he would have laid oil down all the way through a Rouge, and that would have been terrible.
Yeah. He was actually in P10 before he got overtaken by Watzel, so Dennis Graf has definitely lost a point because of this engine failure. And my goodness, he's definitely not happy with that. No wonder he crashed into the wall in disgust. Dennis Graf could have been in the points today, but Trident's honor hasn't been washed away because Thomas Bennett is on the podium, let's not forget.
Yeah, could Bennett maybe catch Kirby if he's got enough pace before the end? We'll see.
It's looking unlikely, look, but he's only 10 seconds. Hey, he was 16 seconds down before. Now he's only 10 seconds down. This is actually much closer than I thought he would be.
McCarthy can't go for the move.
Corby. You know what, Watzel? He can get Galloway around the outside there was impossible. Meanwhile, Patel, how long has he been keeping McCarthy behind? I think this is his hobby at the moment.
Yeah, he's kept him behind for as long as... got past him now. I think it was Kalovich passed him, and he's kept him behind ever since.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're looking at Griffiths. He's on to the back of Fastray, currently in an unlucky P13. He's going to need 3 places to gain if he wants to pick up a point in this race. Because he's definitely going to lose the championship lead unless something major happens to both Anderson and Kirby.
Wouldn't count it out just yet. There's been a lot of action going on in this race. There's still a lot to come.
Bennett is now 8 seconds behind Kirby. He's definitely gaining quick.
McCarthy isn't going to send that one.
But Griffith's good. Let's see if he has enough to go through on Isaac Fastray.
He's got him.
The Englishman doesn't defend too hard. Griffiths is through. Meanwhile, Patel's gone very wide into Brussels. But into Jackie Hicks, he's safe. Yeah, but he handled the exit well. Corby hasn't lost too much time to Anderson. He's only at 1.6 seconds down. So maybe Anderson just looking after the car, pacing himself. Bennett, I want to stick after him what that'll be like.
It was 8.6 when they came into Lake.
It's definitely going to go down a bit. By how much? 7.8. 8 tenths to the single sector. Thomas Bennett is on fire. And Thomas Bennett could actually win this race. It's not something I thought would happen, but he could definitely be a contender. If he catches up to Corby, passes him quick, catches up to Anderson quick, and passes him quick. He's going to have 7 laps to go.
Be one of the great spawns of the season.
I think he could definitely catch Corby.
It's a 4-way battle. Patel is holding these guys right up to the point he could lose some points here and only gain 1.
How long will McCarthy be content with just sitting behind? Surely McCarthy's going to go for a risky move sooner or later, which could end great or could end in tears.
And here's Kyle Burns. He's trying to get back up in this race.
But he can't get from Fastray just yet. Meanwhile, Patel still holding Griffith. No, not Griffith.
Let him through. McCarthy.
Yeah, he was defending as hard as he could. I was thinking of Griffiths earlier because he had just taken fast rate, you know, and I spoke about fast rate. But anyway, Patel defended the inside, but he locked up going into the source, and that allowed McCarthy to just swoop in around the outside and take him easily.
Yeah, he obviously saw that he wouldn't be able to
he
make
was
the
in
corner
front
that
of
lock
Patel
up.
even before turning. As now Burns is going to send it on fast rate.
Oh, that's close!
And
oh,
almost
that's
touched it.
contact there. But they're lucky enough to get away with it.
Yeah, but Burns will have another shot after Radion. He goes through Rouge and up the hill into
It's a
Radion.
huge run.
Into the Camel Straight and on the run towards Tacom, which is a very long run. He's definitely going to have a great shot at getting him. You need to make sure he's confident enough on the brakes, though.
You should have him here. This is P13 for Kyle Burns.
He did it is. Burns looking good at a minute. Meanwhile, Corby 7.4 in front of Ben. He hasn't lost that much time in the first sector. 2.1 behind Anderson. Anderson is gaining on him, but he's pacing himself. He's looking after a car. Sector 2 is where the big gains of time are happening. How much will Bennett gain this time around? Last time he gained 8 tenths in the middle sector. How far down will he be now? Will it be 6.5 seconds? No, 6.7. He's gained 5 tenths. Not as much as before, but he's still gaining. He could definitely catch Corby before the end. I'm not sure if he'll catch Anderson, but Doodle Corby's second place in this race could be under threat from Thomas Bennett.
Of course, that would give Anderson the championship lead outright as well.
Yeah, indeed. He will be the leader even if he wins like this with Corby second. But Corby has shared the lead before Jamie Griffith, so it'll be weird for him to share it again. But I think Harrison wants to hold on to it outright, and I think he'll be cheering on Bennett. Meanwhile, Jake Galloway is attacking Rahul Patel. Is he going to switch to the inside here? No, he's not. Patel looks up again! Patel's right at the back of Galloway!
And Patel's in the wheel, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, Patel definitely bamboozled Galloway there. Collided with him a little bit, and Watzel, he broke late. He didn't seem to be too aware of these guys and just plowed into Galloway.
Yeah, this might mean points for JB Griffiths as well, but he's got to
Yeah,
keep
it's just about to speak. That would be great for Griffiths. 2 of his fellow Brits have wiped themselves out of contention. I wanted to say, who are you putting the blame on this one? Obviously, Patel's lockup was sketchy, but it was by no means intentional. He made a mistake there. And, yeah, I think Watson made a mistake as well. Galloway is the one innocent party in this one, though. I think that we can both agree on.
Yeah, I believe that Watzel should have been more aware of his situation there.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Meanwhile, we're on board with Kalovic, who's under pressure from Adventure. Now we're on board with Adventure, who's putting pressure on Kalovic. Griffith is up into 10th place. We got the confirmation we wanted there, look.
But
he's 2 seconds behind Gabriel Quintino, so if you want to push up to him and gain that extra point, maybe.
You won't show it there,
Watsel's coming into the pits. Who goes Adventure up to 5th place? Yeah. Now that Watsel's pitted, though, there's something I want to touch on. Watzel could go for the fastest lap. Those would be 2 very important points.
Don't
forget he was in P10 before the crash with Galloway. Now if he gets the fastest lap, that'll be 2 points to his account. So it's not all lost.
And you take those 2 points of Lorenzo Tomaselli as well.
Yeah, indeed. Tomaselli has done very well to hold on to 4th place, but he couldn't hold off Bennett with his fresher tires. Bennett 6.1 seconds down on Doodle Corby. He continues to gain, but is he going to gain enough before the end of the race? Catch the Brazilian or not? Corby definitely losing touch to Anderson in front and to Bennett behind. It'll be interesting to see. Meanwhile, Burns, don't forget Burns has pitted after that problem. He's got much fresher tires than Griffiths. He'll be trying to pass him. Griffiths has gone deep there in Stavlo, look. Now into Paul Frere.
Yeah, Griffiths has got to
go in this race.
Griffiths has got to form some defensive masterclass if he's going to score a point today.
Yeah, Burns has the tire advantage. He's definitely going to be very eager to take that position from him. Meanwhile, Bennett is under 6 seconds behind Corby, so that's good for him. Meanwhile, Corby's teammate is very eager to get a point for himself, but he can't pass Jamie Griffiths just yet.
It's going to be hard to defend into Lake Como, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. But it's now a loss for Griffiths because Burns could definitely very easily catch Quintino, and that could help Griffiths close onto the Brazilian and regain that P10 should he lose it to Burns. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a bit of a consolation at the end of the day, but it'd be nice to
Now
get.
into a Rouge. Burns is not attacking, but he will definitely attack now.
He gets the run off the little camel bend there, and on the ramp to Lake Comadum. He's going to
Burns
be
5
late on the
seconds
brakes.
exactly almost behind Corby.
And Griffiths keeps in front.
And Griffiths has done a great job to keep Burns behind into Lacombe there. Nicely done, but that's just helping Quintino get away.
Is Quintino catching Patel? That can be a battle to watch before the end.
It's definitely a possibility, you know. Quintino, even though he caused that crash with Pascual, which in my eyes would rule him out as a contender for driver of the day, you can like he's done a very solid recovery to get back into the points, Gabriel Quintino.
Yeah, it was 4.8 there between Bennett and Kirby for P2.
So Bennet's got the gap even further. Might definitely have a shot to catch him before the end of the race, especially if Corby's tires start wearing down. Meanwhile, Patel has a 3.9 second lead to Quintino. We'll get the update very shortly. What's the lead gonna be like now?
3.2. So Quintino's definitely catching, but will he catch him before the end?
4 laps to go in this race, look. Corby will be under pressure from Bennett soon. What's the gap like now? The gap is 4.5 seconds. It's definitely possible that Bennett will have to try to push hard to catch and pass him.
But let's see what can Kyle Burns do here on Jamie Griffiths. Jamie Griffiths goes defensive, but Kyle Burns, he's going to switch into the inside.
He's not Griffiths! And Burns,
Griffiths going to
very
keep
lucky
ahead.
not to spin it. He's still there, look, but he has to concede in the second part of the bus stop. He's
Yeah,
lost
but that
some
might
ground
give him
as
a huge run
well.
And
yeah, indeed.
Fajre may be catching.
Yeah, but Fajre will
he's
have a
got
tougher time trying
loads.
to overtake Burns. Yeah, he may have gained a lot, but he's not going to be close enough to try and attack. Ben, meanwhile, 4.3 behind Corby. He knows what he has to do. He needs to keep pushing and gain on that Brazilian. He might have a shot on him on the last lap. And you need to take full advantage of the opportunity when it comes. What do you think, Jamie?
Yeah, he needs to get into full attack mode now if he hasn't already.
Yeah. If I was Thomas Anderson, I would slow down and try to impede Udo Corby. But I don't think Thomas Anderson would resort to such a tactic. I think he'll be comfortable taking home the win. And just leaving it at that, I guess.
Those type of tactics is what you use on the track where you can't really overtake as well. Of course, Spa's overtaking.
Well, that's a very good point. Anderson doesn't want to risk throwing it away. But it's definitely a tactic he might have been considering in the back of his head. Who knows, really. Anyway, Udo Corby has a 4.4 second gap. What's the gap going to be like now? Bennett
is definitely getting there.
The gap is identical. Look, Corby is 3.8 behind Anderson and 3.8 in front of Bennett. The gaps are the same.
He literally meets him halfway there.
Yeah, Bennett is definitely pushing hard. But time is on Udo Corby's side. At least at the minute.
Yeah, and 3 laps around Spa is the longest 3 laps of the season, though, so there's still a lot of time to gain. Let's see what the gap is here as they come to the line.
It should be 3 point something, let's see.
Between him and Anderson. And it's 3.6, so he's gained 2 tenths on him in the second sector, last sector, sorry. Yeah. Definitely not as much as last lap.
But Bennett's going to need to do more.
Yeah, he gains the most in the second sector, though.
Yeah, indeed so, but it's not going to be enough as it stands. Don't forget, he's going to need to pass him as well if he wants to take second place. Speaking of passing, Kyle Burns still on the back of Jamie Griffiths, but doesn't appear to be close enough at the moment. His tires might have definitely overheated a little bit after that lockup and contact. And he's trying to get them back on the wraps. Let's see how he can do it. Griffiths might have to worry about defending on the round towards the com. Manito Rouge, he's comfortable at the minute. Fight for last point will definitely be an interesting one.
He might get a huge run off the camel curve there as he gets onto the straight.
I have to say, Griffiths, after an incredible move he made at the bus stop, it would be a shame if he couldn't get a point out of this race. And I think he's very resolute in his defense. He's going to try until the end to keep him behind. You know, the gap is 3.5 between Corby and Bennett.
Yeah, and of course, remember, every point matters in the championship battles, even if it's just a 1 point, for as long as it makes you 1 point closer. At the end of the day, it could be the 1 point that separates you and your rival at the end of the season, so you need to get
very
everything
well
you can.
said there. And Griffiths He's gonna try to hold on to that point for dear life. Didn't score in Hungary. If he wants to get his championship lead defense, which he's gonna lose, but if he wants to launch a counterattack, he's gonna need the momentum from scoring points here in Belgium.
Yeah, and Bennett is 3.0 behind of Kirby now. Let's see what the gap is as they
It's
enter
not gonna be enough.
penultimate lap. Yeah,
Kirby's
he's gonna have to
take
pull.
second as it stands. 2 laps to go for Thomas Anderson as he
Gonna be 2
chases
point
his third win
something.
of the season.
2.4 actually. He's gained a lot there in the last sector.
As Kirby made a little mistake, perhaps. It might be going back to the Thomas Bennett territory if he can keep pushing.
Yeah, and of course, if he gets in that
Have
slipstream
Kirby's
range,
tires hit their cliff? I wonder.
maybe if he can gain that much time, half a second in the last sector, imagine how much time he can gain in the second. And of course, once he gets in that slipstream range, he's going to gain even quicker. So
Yeah, but
it's
he's only going to have one
interesting.
shot, don't forget. So he needs to gain as much as he can on this lap if he wants to have any real chance of getting second. Passing,
looks like-
even at Spa, is something else.
Yeah, McCarthy could be in chance here with P6 here. Going
Not
on
at the
to the last
moment,
lap.
but definitely he might have a shot on the last lap on Marko
Didn't gain
Galevic.
that much in the first sector. Only
2.4 is the
2.4.
gap. Yeah, but
Nichols at
the
fifth.
first sector is almost entirely flat, so there isn't much to gain. But the big gains will come here in the middle sector, look.
Yeah, I predict it should be around 1.9, 2.0, but don't know if that's going to be enough on the last lap. We'll have to see.
Probably not, but let's not give up just yet. I think Thomas Bennett has been told that on the radio, and this fight will go on from a distance, and the gap is now going to be 1.7. 7 tenths is gained in the middle sector there. Bennett might have a shot onto the bus stop when he gets to the final lap.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He could have a shot going into the last corner.
He's definitely got that tire advantage. Due to Kirby's tires could be shot by this point. He needs to stay on as best as he can and hold on to track position.
McCarthy.
Now to Blanchimont, though, he's not going to be able to make the move here. Look, final lap for the race leader, Thomas Anderson. It's looking all good for him to take his third win of the season. But now Trevor McCarthy, is he going to switch to the inside as so many people have done? Yes, he is. Will this one? No! This is a massive crash!
There's going to be cars coming across the chicane. Oh, he's going to keep it off the track, okay.
Somehow he can steer out of the way. But, he's actually crashed. There's got to be debris. There's got to be debris. Is anyone going to collect that debris?
I think everyone's through.
We need to take a look at that crash again, though. That was scary. Galevic somehow still in this race, but was a great result for him.
This is going to mean more points for Griffiths.
Yeah, indeed. McCarthy, that was careless. That was careless. You should have waited for the last lap.
Yeah, the best chance to make a move is at the end of the Camel Straight, and I don't understand why you can just wait.
He just ruined Kalevic's race there, and his own. Both Cheruzes have gone for a reckless move at last corner. And unfortunately, well, one of them will save points after a great comeback drive. The other will get absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and that is a shame as well for Rapax, who looked like they were going to
I don't want to blame McCarthy for this one, but I have to. It's a sad reality. Meanwhile, look, the gap is 1.3 seconds. Kirby is under pressure. Bennett is gaining more and more. The gap is definitely not 1.3 seconds now.
Yeah, it looks like Griffiths has actually gained a bit on Burns, but that doesn't matter right now. We need to look at the Kirby battle, but don't think it's going to be enough for Thomas Bennett.
No, but we need to jump to another man. It's Thomas Anderson. He started in 4th place. He didn't look like the favorite to win this race, but he was quick. He took advantage of Tomaselli's misfortune. Who knows if Tomaselli could have won that race if he didn't have that electrical problem. No one knows really, but you got to take advantage of other people's luck. Maxim Titkov won here 2 years ago when he took advantage of Laura Chung having problems. No, Andrea Federi having problems. Now Thomas Anderson is going to do the same. He's going to take the championship lead on a comeback with Kirby. And Thomas Anderson, as he approaches the bus stop for the last time, he's won in Austria, he's won in Germany, and he's just got one more corner to go before he can make it victory in Belgium. Thomas Anderson, what a shame he's not continuing. This guy is now the championship leader. Thomas Anderson wins the Belgian Grand Prix.
Look at this, Bennett only needed one more lap.
Yeah, just needed one more, but he couldn't get him in the end. Oh my gosh, that was a great fight though. A great push. Tomaselli, what a drive, what a drive, what a shame. He should have won that race, but that problem ruined it for him. He was able to salvage P4 though, so it's very impressive. Adventure P5. He'll be happy with that. Patel P6, he gained 2 places, all that mess at the end. So Patel will definitely be happy with that.
Quintino 7th.
Quintino, good recovery from him after insult of Pascal. He'll be P7. Griffiths will take 4 points with P8. Burns P9. Fashery P10. Henry Watson will miss out with P11.
And also,
Kalevich, what a shame. Kalevich was looking so good for P6, but McCarthy wiped him out. Kalevich is only P12. And Max Gillen will be in an unlucky P13 spot.
And Kalevich is going to be banging the steering wheel with anger. He probably won't be able to forgive McCarthy after that.
I think the Charoux team are gonna need to hire some bodyguards after this.
Yeah. Speaking of
Anyway.
Charoux, Gabriel Quintino has tripled his points tally for the season with that 7th place result as well. He's on to 9 points now, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the race. It's a victory again for Thomas Anderson, and what a way to win it. He had to pass Corby not once but twice, but he made it work nonetheless. And now he shares the championship lead with him.
What an interesting the last 4 races we have in store.
Yeah, why did this guy not sign up? He definitely got a top class seat with his run of form. Unfortunately, Thomas Anderson won't be continuing past this season, but he'll want to go out on a high. And what a way to win it here at Spa. The Art Grand Prix crew are victorious. Thomas Anderson takes his 3rd win of the season to move into the championship lead. Dudu Corby, the Pulsar, was able to salvage 2nd. Thomas Bennett, what a brilliant fight back from P12 on the grid, almost to P2, and then you have to settle for P3, but that was a hell of a drive. Lorenzo Tomaselli, what a shame. That problem definitely ruined any chance he had to win that race, but you gotta applaud him for that fight to hold on to P4 at the end of it all. Very impressive. Daniel Adventure P5, Rahul Patel P6. Gabriel Quintino, he definitely caused that incident with Pascal, but he'll be happy that he got P7 after that good fight back. Jamie Griffiths, having started from the back, he'll be very, very happy to take some points in P8. Those 4 points could be decisive when we get to the end of the season. He'll lose the championship lead now, but he'll definitely come back fighting strong in Italy. Kyle Burns is P9. Vizek Fashery rounding out the points with P10. Henry Watson is in P11 meanwhile. And Marek Vukalevich is in P12. You're going to do the rest.
In P13, we have Max Gillen and, interestingly, the last of the runners, Ruslan Protsiak, is in P14. 15th is Chuck McCarthy, 16th Jake Galloway, 17th Dennis Graff with an oil leak, Joe Watson 18th with a suspension failure, and then Pascal crashed out with Quintino, and then Zorbach, Valdinger, and Curtis all crashed out on lap 1.
Yeah, indeed. I think, what'd you say, is this the race of the season perhaps, or would it be another one?
I think this one definitely beats Austria.
Yeah, I guess so. And this was a very entertaining one all the way to the end. Bennett definitely kept us on our toes in that chase of Corby. But Corby was able to hold on. And it's definitely damage limitation that Thomas Anderson took the win. Lorenzo Tomaselli, he'll be happy with P4 and with the fastest lap. That's going to be 14 points into his account, but it could have been more. Tomaselli should have won that race, man, but he had the bad luck of that electrical problem. But he'll be happy to salvage some points. And yeah, up next, for the 3rd time this season, you know what time it is. It's time for the national anthem of the Kingdom of Sweden. Well, that certainly was one hell of a race. But it's time to move on to the obvious question, guys, and I know this is gonna be difficult. Who is your driver of the day?
Well, it's it's really difficult to pick one. I mean, Bennett was what a good comeback from Bennett and what a good fight from him all the way from the midfield to almost second place, but I would still give it to Lorenzo Tomaselli because it's just so unfortunate for him that he lost his lead, his win, just like that. And I'm
Well,
quite sure that he would have dominated the rest of the race, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
yeah, I guess. Well, it was definitely interesting. There are so many people I could give it to. I could give it to Anderson. I could give it to Bennett. I could give it to Tomaselli. I could give it to Griffiths. In the end, I'm gonna give it to Tomaselli as well.
And I am going to give it actually to Thomas Bennett because, yeah, I mean, like to start P12 and have the pace to basically win the race if he had a couple more laps, maybe the full distance, but obviously that wouldn't work in GP2. But with an extra lap, he definitely could have finished in P2. So I'm going to give it to Thomas
Yeah,
Bennett. Definitely
it
turned the
was a
season
very
around that one.
impressive drive there. I have to admit. This was a
And
close
also,
vote.
Also,
Yeah.
one thing that shouldn't go without mentioning is that ART will likely take the lead of the constructors now with that win.
Well,
Garland
yeah,
only scoring
indeed.
4 points.
And do you still have any sort of breath after that race? Because it's definitely breathtaking. And what you rated that?
I rate this race a 9 out of 10.
All right. Well, Jamie, before we go, I want to ask you about your own race personally because it was definitely a roller coaster ride. I want you to talk to us about it a little bit.
Yeah,
Now
it
you
was.
are allowed to be biased, so go on. Unleash all that bias you've been storing up.
Yeah, it is definitely still a good finish to finish P8 after where we started, but I think I definitely got held up in the pit phases. I think I came in ahead of Quintino and Fageray, I think it was. And yeah, I think that didn't bode well because I might have got held up by Quintino. But if I didn't, maybe I could have been around where he was, the P7, P6-ish area. But yeah, the double
All right.
move, I'm definitely proud of that one.
Well, that's great to see. And that overtake was so amazing, man. I have to admit.
Yeah, I couldn't quite believe that one myself.
Meanwhile,
I thought
there
I
is a
was.
little twist to this because we're actually gonna get 2 post-race interviews because he just asked to join. So, guys, please welcome Rahul Patel for an interview as well.
Hello, everyone.
Once
Hello,
again, Rob.
Rahul. How are you doing after that race?
Great.
Well, it wasn't quite an eventful race for you, but I think you've done well in the end. You were pretty much away from the cameras. You seemed invisible, but in the end, you managed to pick up a good P6. Some could say you got a little lucky with all those crashes, but you need luck sometimes. And after bad luck you've been having, I think you'll be definitely happy with that P6.
Yes, indeed. Also, the fact, if you look at the fastest laps, I was actually the slowest.
Oh my goodness! Can we take a look at that again? Because I actually didn't notice.
Take a screenshot and put it in memes.
Oh my
Give it
god!
a shit out award. Sorry for the language, but this is getting demonetized.
We might as well just give you that word, man.
Third
Incredible.
stream in a goddamn row.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And Rahul, what do you think of the race overall, not just for yourself?
It's actually been amazing. Also, the battle with Thomas Anderson and Duda Kirby was actually pretty amazing, battling with each other. And also, Bennett nearly got Kirby, but yeah, a few more laps, that's what Jamie said. I think he could have won it as well. So, yeah. So,
I think Anderson would have had the measure of him, though. But anyway, I know
Yeah.
it's not going to matter, but who would your driver today be, Rahul?
I'm going to give it to Thomas Bennett because of his pace and his drive through the field.
Well, it doesn't count anyway, but yeah.
Yes.
And we need to talk about Tomaselli, because what do you think of how he lost that win? Because I saw in the chat he definitely feels that was his win, and I think many of us would agree with him. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think he got very unlucky as well. with that problem. I think he was doing so well. He actually had good pace compared to Kirby as well. As soon as
Yeah,
he overtook him, so
and all those worn tires to be able to hold on and only lose one position, that's one hell of an effort.
yeah, it seemed he had really good pace with his strategy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seemed like
All right. One last question I want to ask, and this goes to both of you guys. Is out of the many crashes that we had this race, which crash was the most chaotic?
McCarthy and Kalovich.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one as well. Like on the last lap, almost to penultimate lap, rather. Yeah, I thought I was done when I made that double move.
Jamie
I was.
Well, all right. Either way, this has been one hell of a race, and I just can't wait to see you guys again in Monza. That should be very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, Mon's gonna be
Well,
overtake
yeah.
Central.
For the first time ever, we've got we've got a double interview, and I sure hope you enjoyed it, guys. But yeah, that's been it from us. I've been Rob, Jamie has been Jamie, Flo has been Flo, and Rahul has been the guy who joined in at the very end. And yeah, we'll see you again for the next one, guys. Take care and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye.
Bye.